Welcome to my unforgettable adventure. If you're new here to the channel, my name is Chris. I bought a 26-foot sailboat with no experience how to sail her, and am now working my way from Rhode Island back to Tennessee. This is my journey that I am sharing with all of you who might one day be inspired to take on a journey of your own. If you enjoy the content or find it helps you in any way, please like and subscribe and share with others to help support the channel. What's up, guys? So this video is going to be about my time spent in Morehead City, North Carolina, all kinds of lessons learned while I was there, crazy experiences, and visitors that I had. So this video might end up being a little bit longer than some of my others because there was so much that went on while I was in Morehead City, North Carolina. It required a video of its own, and I have a lot to share with everyone. So the first thing I'd like to share is the very first lesson I learned while on anchor in Morehead City, North Carolina. So everywhere I've been, from Rhode Island down to Morehead City, once I get on anchor, you know, the water looks decent outside of a few spots that had a bunch of jellies in the water. I didn't get in there, but other than that, I set the anchor. Everything looks good to go. I jump in the water and rinse off and cool down, and then get refreshed, come back on board and rinse off with some fresh water and go about my day. Once I dropped the anchor in Morehead City, I actually dropped the anchor on the south side of Sugarloaf, just on the other side of Sugarloaf there. And I got the dinghy down, and before I put the motor onto the dinghy, I decided I was going to jump in the water. And I hadn't even thought about the craziness of the currents. Yep, I did that. So about 10 seconds after having jumped in the water, I realized that I was kind of a dumbass, and I was kind of screwed because the currents they didn't look that bad, and I hadn't even thought about it, honestly. I think about the currents, and I think about the wind, and I think about the weather when I'm about to leave out or when I'm going from one stop to the next stop, but I hadn't even considered it when just jumping in the water for a swim. I will never take that for granted again. That was a really good lesson that day. But I ended up floating, and I mean, thank goodness I jumped in with my hat on, my ball cap hat on, because if not, I would have been really burnt and really upset that day. But after I jumped in the water, about 10 seconds later, I realized, there went my boat, there went the dinghy, and there was no way I was getting back to it. And so I ended up, I gave up trying to fight it. I wasn't going to waste my energy on it. And I literally just floated for about an hour and a half, almost 2 hours downway, almost to the bridge that you'll see in the little video here. And thankfully, you know, en route on my float, about an hour and a half, 2 hours after floating that way, a nice little couple here, also showing here, they stopped by on their little boat and told me it looks like I need some help, and asked if I needed some help, and I absolutely did need some help because I was stupid that day. So lesson learned there: never take the currents for granted. Take them into consideration not only when you're going about from one stop to the next, but also when jumping in the water. So yeah, that was a really good lesson learned that day. And then the winds were a little crazy on anchorage there. So I was on anchor for a couple days and waiting on weather with Ian because we weren't sure what was going to happen with that. And then Monday morning I was there, and my anchor line, you know, I have chain and rope. So the road there, I'm not sure exactly what happened or how it happened, but somehow the rope itself got cut on something or chafed on something, and it split. And so I lost my almost brand new $300 Mantis anchor that I bought in Annapolis, Maryland. And thankfully, there was another couple that I'd met there, Kathy, Larry, and their son, Bobby, there. And so I was able to raft up to them for a little bit while trying to get myself together and figure out what my next step was going to be. And so I ended up having to go over to the town docks and stay on the town docks for about a week waiting for a new anchor to come in. And the crazy part about this is that the same morning that I lost my anchor, a really good buddy of mine, Pastor Randy Johnson, was coming into town to check out the boat and hang out.
Well, we're headed to Morehead City. We're 20 miles out, and so we're excited for this next little adventure.
Okay, you can't tell them now until we can talk to Chris. That's who we're going to see. And there we go. Here I am. Looking down at my shirt now. Lift it up. Lift it up. She's new at this camera stuff, so... But she won't let me hold it because I'm driving. So, anyway.
Smart move, huh?
And get some video footage for his YouTube channel. Which I'm going to put a link in the description to his YouTube channel. In the description below as well. The Oiling Chief. So, he's doing a lot of videos right now on people just living their best life and enjoying it and, you know, making the best out of it. So I think that's super cool. Anyhow, so the same day that I lost anchor, he was coming into town. So I was unfortunately really stuck to the dock that day. I couldn't really go anywhere because I didn't have an anchor. Ended up being on anchor for, I don't know, a week waiting on a new anchor to come in. So that was a fun experience. And then we had Ian. And so Ian came in and decided that it was going to blow all kinds of winds up here in Morehead City, North Carolina, which kind of messed me up being on dock. So at the time, I didn't have any cleats on the middle of the boat for like a spring line. So I was using one of the aft cleats as a spring line cleat. And I didn't know that that cleat didn't have any backing on it to support it. So unfortunately, that cleat ripped off while I was on dock. And when that cleat ripped off, it was just a big mess. This is just some footage that I took of the tarp that I put on my boat just to kind of help keep some of the water and rain out so I could come in and out of the boats. And to share with you some of the flooding that kind of picked up a little bit there in Morehead City due to the aftermath of Ian with the tropical storm coming up to Morehead City, North Carolina. It really wasn't horrible, but I thought it was some pretty good footage to share anyhow, so there's that. Hey guys, so hopefully you can hear me okay. It's a little crazy windy out here right now, but I am in Morehead City, North Carolina, and I am on the town docks because I currently don't have an anchor right now. Anyhow, so I just wanted to let you guys know what's going on. So, not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous right now because I just had one of my cleats break off on my boat. You can look here to see. So that cleat just broke off because of the winds and the currents and everything out here right now. And that was a line that I had for my spring line that I was using because I don't have any middle cleats. And I was just barely able to get the boat tied off again. I can't really get back on the dock now because the boat's a little further out and I can't pull back in on it. So I guess I'm just going to be staying awake tonight and seeing what happens. If another cleat breaks, I really don't know what I'm going to do though, because it's not like I can leave. I don't have an anchor and I can't get back onto the dock. So I really don't know what I'm supposed to be doing in this situation other than, I guess, hoping for the best. Anyhow, so it's a little nerve-wracking this evening. You see this, I got tarp behind me. I just kind of ghetto rigged that a little to keep the rain out. It kind of helps a little. But that's a lot of us, guys. But I am a little nervous right now because I'm not sure what to do in this situation. So I guess we're just going to ride it out. Anyhow, that was a little longer than I wanted it to be. I just wanted to, say hey, let you guys know what was going on and what's going through my brain right now and what I'm dealing with out here. So there's that. All right, let's go take care of this and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Hoping for the best. Some pretty cool and awesome news. The same night going into the next morning that I was struggling with the boat on the dock and the lines and the cleat breaking, my wife, Lee, was preparing to fly into Raleigh, North Carolina, where another really good buddy of mine, Pedro, was picking her up from the airport to bring her out to the boat and for him to see the boat. And then Lee is going to be on the boat with me for 2, maybe 3 weeks. And then Pedro will come back and pick her up and take her back to the airport after that.
Baby, hi, Piper. Hi, Katie. Hi. Hi, you guys ready to go? Huh? Yeah. This is Piper. My 4-year-old golden. This Katie. 10 months. A mix. She's a mix. But the shelter thought she's a border collie, so in the paperwork she identified as a border collie. Now she have no border collie in her though. Super cute and crazy. Super sweet. Soon the pet sitter gonna come and pick them up and take them for 2 weeks while I fly over to see my husband. Oh my gosh. No, don't fly like that. Oh. I think that I got everything I need for the trip. So, I have one pair of jeans, pink shirt that I'm going to wear, and a shoe that I'm going to wear on the way to the airport too. So I don't need to carry them. My husband wants his MacBook. Some little electronic thing, camera. And my diving glass snorkel. I don't know if I have a chance to use it. Just going to take it anyway. It's my daily pill. There's a lot of things in there. Yep. Then a few socks. Then I have one single pair of warm socks. Why? Because to ease my anxiety, I don't scare so much of the hot, but I always fear of the cold. I don't know why, but yeah, this single pair make me feel better, so I take it. Yeah, my some sunscreen foam cleanser thing, hair tie. Alright, and this is to clean my teeth. What's it called? Water floss. I also buy one for my husband. I like it. It works so good. This pajama pants, some legging, long legging. I have two dresses that I like. A lot of grass guard, short. Oh, that's my warm jacket too. Some bikini. Yep, that's all I need, I think. Let me see how can I fit them in a single bag. I don't think it's going to be so heavy though. I will see.
So finally, my wife arrived with my buddy Pedro, his mom, and his daughter Brianna. And the bag that she brought was definitely not light. It was fairly heavy. So I was kind of ready to get back to the boat and get it off my shoulder. They say when you have lemons, make lemonade. So, the good part about being stuck on the dock for a week is that there was a seafood festival going on in Morehead City that weekend. And I wasn't really supposed to be on the dock, but I was stuck because I couldn't go anywhere. So we had a pretty fortunate front row seat to the music and the festival. And so that was kind of cool. Kind of made it a little better in all around for the downside of not having an anchor and being stuck on the dock for the week. So Pedro went back home that night, and the next day we woke up kind of late per our normal, and I decided to cook some ribeye steaks for lunch, and I think they ended up being pretty good. Yep, it's good. How's yours?
It's good.
So after having lunch, it was time to put some new cleats on the boat, add some more cleats to the boat, fix the old cleat, and then prepare to put the new anchor on later that evening. So this time around with the anchor, I'm pretty much going to be using all chain. I've got 90 foot of chain now, and then another 140 foot of rope left on the other side of the chain, but very rare I'd probably need to drop more than the 90 foot of chain, so I'm pretty much going to be all chain now.
And I saw, still I run towards the wind and let the challenge draw me in, 'cause I want more. We are all looking for adventure.
So the other couple, our friends Kathy, Larry, and Bobby, had went over to anchor in Beaufort while I was still stuck on the dock. So after getting the anchor replaced, the next morning we went over to anchor in Beaufort, North Carolina, not very far from Morehead City, North Carolina, to check out the museum and say hi to them and just walk around and check out, see what Beaufort, North Carolina had to offer. So the next day we left Beaufort, North Carolina, went back out on anchor on the southern side of Sugarloaf, where another buddy of mine, David, came out to hang out, check out the boat again, and did some fishing with my wife while I was getting some drone footage.
There is joy found in the race, and I feel it in the place where I'm free.
Say something. Introduce him.
Something.
You're gonna introduce him. So your
Pedro.
so your viewer know who is he.
Pedro.
Pedro Udraca.
From Puerto Rico.
Yeah,
Puerto
yeah.
Rican.
You not? So you're Mexican, but not Puerto Rico. So it's different. I mean, I think it's different, but how different?
Just different cultures. That's all it is.
I mean, because in Vietnam we have the south and the north. We both all Vietnamese, but the culture kind of different.
Looking for adventure. We are all looking for adventure.
You get the footage?
I did get the footage.
I pay him 3 shrimp for it.
So after David had left and went home, we came back to the boat a little later that evening, made some dinner, and the next day we prepared to leave out and head down towards Wrightsville, North Carolina. So stay tuned on the next episode to hear more about the adventure from Morehead City to Wrightsville, North Carolina.
To be free.